Hi there, my name is Dr. Stewart, and I'm going to give an accelerated lecture in about 2 minutes on the cerebral cortex. For the full version of this lecture, please check out the link here. So, the cerebral cortex is really important because this is the part of the brain where our complex thought occurs, where what determines our personality, where we can think critically, all that good stuff. Before we kind of talk about the different regions of the cortex, let's look at this frontal anterior view of the brain after it has been sliced through a coronal section. And what you'll see is there's two really different regions of brain tissue. On the periphery of the cerebral hemisphere, you'll have this darker brain tissue, that's the gray matter, and on the inside you'll have this yellow brain tissue, that is the white matter. The gray matter is full of synapses and cell bodies. That's where processing occurs. Synapses allow processing, whereas this yellow, or the white matter, contains mostly axons, and that is where signals are sent. There's three different types of fibers in this white matter. Association fibers connect different regions of the cortex on the same side. Commissural fibers connect the two hemispheres together. They make up the corpus callosum, and projection fibers allow the cerebral cortex to communicate with the spinal cord. Now, if we look at this lateral view of the cerebral cortex, we'll notice that the different regions of the cortex have very specific jobs. Just anterior to the central sulcus, that's where we'll have the primary motor cortex. This is where motor commands are first produced and sent out from the brain. And different regions of the primary motor cortex correspond to different parts of the body. Along the side of the primary motor cortex, that's going to control things like the mouth, the tongue, and the face. The hands are going to be kind of up halfway. And at the top of the cerebral cortex, that's going to control things like the trunk, and the leg and the foot is on the medial side of the cerebral cortex, right at the central sulcus. Just anterior to the primary motor cortex, that's going to be the premotor cortex. That's going to be really involved in complicated motor tasks like typing. Allows you to kind of do really sophisticated things quickly. Ahead of that, or just anterior to that, you'll have the frontal eye field that controls where our eyes look. Broca's area is going to be inferior to that, and this is going to be really associated with our ability to speak and produce words. Posterior to the central sulcus, that's where we will have our somatosensory cortex. This is going to process incoming sensory signals from the body related to pain and touch and pressure. The somatosensory association area is this area in green. That is going to put these incoming impulses about touch and pain into the context of our previous experiences so that we don't freak out like when we feel our shirt touch our skin. On the occipital lobe, that's where we're going to have our primary visual cortex. That's going to process information from the eyes. That information is going to be put into the context of our previous experiences by the visual association area so we can recognize things like familiar faces. The primary auditory cortex is going to be on the superior side of the temporal lobe. The olfactory association area is going to put that information into context. And the primary olfactory cortex is going to be the medial side of the temporal lobe, and that processes smell. Wernicke's area is going to be on the opposite side of Broca's area, and that's going to be associated with our ability to process sensory information regarding to language. So that is a very quick overview. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks a lot.